So.
Switching gears right now, we've had to bite our tongue. I was telling my guys over here, I said, we got to bite our tongue on this because I want to talk about this. I didn't want this to taint or pervert our review of the movie in any way. But now I got Dominic Guanzon coming back right now to join me and Joe to talk about Solo, a Star Wars story, the box office.
Better than
Empire box office.
worse than Empire.
I think
does it count for inflation?
I think Empire did better.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so we're over the 4-day weekend because it was a holiday. Solo, a Star Wars story, made $103 million. It is now the lowest, the lowest grossing of the new Star Wars films. And it's also comparatively weaker than a lot of other openings over a lot of other Memorial Day weekend openings like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, X-Men 3, The Last Stand, as well as Shrek. I think Shrek opened over this weekend too, X-Men Apocalypse. I was going to say, and a couple things to note about this movie too. Solo is also one of the most expensive films ever made. It is. And about between
one of the most or the most?
One of the most.
Oh, I thought you said the most. I'm like, it's more expensive than Justice League?
No, it's actually, it might, I'm looking at most expensive films. It is definitely up there.
Okay.
Because of the fact that it was originally only supposed to cost about $210 million.
Yeah.
And then what happened was then they obviously had the reshoots. And the reshoots put a burr in it, and the reshoots ballooned the price of the movie to about $250 to $275 million.
Yes.
So the break-even point of Solo, a Star Wars story, is about $500 million. And it had a global opening of $150 million. That includes China, where it's bombing. Where China, it's a disaster. You think it's bad north, it's a disaster in China. Also, just a heads up, Solo is tied with about 6 or 7 other movies for the 9th most expensive movie of all time.
Okay.
No, I always quiz people. The most expensive movie of all time, Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
That's right, because they paid Johnny Depp so much money.
On Stranger Tides, it was $378 million. For a while, At World's End was the most expensive. Then the Avengers movies came out. Anyway, so what do we make of this, okay? I don't want to be alarmist on this, okay? I'm not here to say... Because right now, what you have a group of people, problematic people, that are talking about how Star Wars is in trouble now and how The Last Jedi ruined it for the series, and this movie's bombing because of The Last Jedi. What do we make of this? What's the justification?
This is Star Wars. For one movie, Disney is not gonna let this die, right? They're gonna take if they would take Avengers money and dump it into Star Wars before that happens. Honestly, they can do that. That's disturbing, but anyway,
they should. They should take a look. They should cut. They should take an IOU out of Avengers.
Yeah, no, to really cover the cost. I mean, and it's it'll be fine. But in terms of just Solo itself, first of all, what caused this, and then we'll talk about effects, I guess, later, the consequences. But in terms of what caused this, honestly, this movie was crucified from the start.
The moment they announced it, people were just like, I don't want to see a Solo standalone movie.
Yeah, just in terms. One was really razzed about it to begin with.
Sure.
And then when the reports came about the acting coach, I think that was the beginning of, I don't want to say the end, but the beginning of just kind of the downward spiral for this movie.
He's referencing the acting, the Alden Ehrenreich having to have an acting coach, right amidst the shakeup when Phil Lord and Christopher Miller were fired in favor of Ron Howard.
And I'm not dumping this on wow, Alden Ehrenreich sucks in this movie, therefore he was the problem, and no. But what I'm saying is the reports of the acting coach kind of had I don't know who, Steve, you would know this more than the investors, the producers, the CEO people. I don't know that, but the confidence tanked in this movie is what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think that in addition to the directorial change, that was a massive shakeup of this movie as well, and the reshoots. I think it forced this movie to be dumped onto Memorial post day, because think about it, every single Star Wars movie post Disney World for this franchise has been on in and around December. So here, or just in December. So to see this on Memorial Day, it had to be something like that internally, just absolutely shattering confidence.
You think that the fact that this came out Memorial Day weekend as opposed to the traditional around Christmas opening, you think that has something to do with the confidence? You think that you're
absolutely,
because to do with the confidence?
When has... Well, actually, you know what? You would know this better than me, and I'm sure I'm going to eat immediate crow on that, but like to take your phrase for it, but like
there you go.
What's like is Memorial Day a good Steve? Is Memorial Day a good place for a movie to really launch from?
There it has had some success. I was gonna say I always go to the numbers in this. The numbers will tell you what you need to know. And Scott Mendelson of Forbes is great for this. He's gonna say he's been like the unsung correspondent of the show. He always he even said too. He said that he went back and talked about Pirates 3, X-Men 3. It's a traditionally okay time to release a movie. It's better than Labor Day. But the problem with Memorial Day is you got to remember is Memorial Day is not always a movie going holiday. A lot of nice
barbecues.
People go to the beach to do baseballs in a high. The weather's often nice
barbecues.
too. People go to the beach. People barbecue and stuff. So you're competing with a lot of outdoor activities too. And then you're also, I think, in this special case, coming off against like last year. You didn't have to worry about this too much in May because it was March was when it peaked with these like week after week blockbuster. I think you also had to take away something with like Deadpool 2 and Avengers: Infinity War. You also had the fact that like people have probably been to the movies a couple times to go see these movies. Now you see this inessential Star Wars movie come out. People are thinking we've already been to the movies twice this month. You know what I mean? We're not super crazy about a Han Solo movie. We can let this one slide, maybe even till next week or the week following, or even DVD. I think that was a big part of it too. But more to your point, Memorial Day, it's generally an okay time to release a movie, I think. But obviously, when you have when you've had big things coming up that in the past couple weeks, and then you have like something like Incredibles 2, Jurassic World right around the corner, you're getting also to the point where you could very easily be trampled by more successful blockbusters. Anything you want to add, Joe?
No, we were talking about how like has a Star Wars film never been like released around like Christmas time. I mean, if you want to go back, way back, the prequels actually did come out during the summer.
They did?
Yeah,
Okay.
they did.
They did.
I was looking it up over the break, and I just wanted to make sure. Phantom Menace came out May 19th, and same with Attack of the Clones, and same with Revenge of the Sith.
It was also a different movie going, environment then too as well.
They didn't have to compete with Marvel.
That is true.
That's very true.
It was like, hey, Star Wars is coming out, clear the path.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, Star Wars is coming out, but so is a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Everybody watch out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I'm even looking too. December is going to be a very interesting case study this coming year.
Really big.
You have, there's
on.
there's a lot of things that have potential to break out. I'll put it that way. You have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I'm weirdly excited for. I don't know why.
I am too.
I'm weirdly excited for that. You have, which is, the Sony Pictures animated Spider-Man effort. And then on the same day, you have Aquaman. You have Alita Battle Angel, which is the brand new Robert Rodriguez movie coming out as well.
Poppins.
That comes out Christmas. You have Holmes and Watson, the Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly movie, and you have that crappy looking Bumblebee movie, that Transformers spinoff.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but just you immediately followed Alita Battle Angel with Mary Poppins. I don't know why my mind just went to Mary Battle Poppins, and it's just Emily Blunt like shooting things dressed as Mary Poppins.
But you have there's no movie that I think you could bet on it right now, money on the table, that this is going to be the
is
top.
Mortal Engines coming out in December as well?
Mortal Engines is coming out. That's the Peter Jackson movie that comes out. Yeah, that comes out in right the same week as Spider-Man. Same week as Spider-Man. So you don't, like I said, I don't think you could put money on the table right now and say, look, this is what's going to come out, or this is what's going to break out in that sense.
So then my question is, because to me, if Solo did release in December, I think that would have been the for sure thing, right? Or do you think, I don't know, with the kind of the confidence of this movie, I don't know. We have 2020 now vision because we've already seen the movie, but I don't know. Do you think it was smart for them to release this when they did?
I was gonna say woulda, coulda, shoulda. In a lot of respects, you'll never get the full justification of whether or not they would have done how well it would have done.
I'm thinking about it, and it's like, I think it actually would have been better if they released it over the holiday season.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it might have been.
Because I'm thinking like, okay, what movie is everybody else gonna go see? You got a DC movie, which those haven't been tracking that well. A Transformers movie,
which has
same thing.
Hey, you Steve, you talked about earlier about Harry Potter being irrelevant now. Dude, Transformers it was released after Harry Potter. absolutely irrelevant. No one's talking about Transformers.
You know what's going to happen? That Bumblebee movie is a spinoff of Transformers. I bet you think Solo's bad. I think wait, that Bumblebee movie's going to lose money too.
Dude, yeah.
That movie's going to lose money. You got no hype for that thing at all, and because I mean, this is going to draw a lot of Solo comparisons too. When that comes out. You know what? I'll tell you right now. I think a good weekend to release Solo might have been December 7th.
Yeah.
Because you have
Pearl Harbor.
You have really.
Pilot.
Oh God.
What is it? God. What is it? The 17th anniversary from when the Ben Affleck movie came out? Anyway, no, but you have Anna and the Apocalypse, and you have Mary Queen of Scots. Neither of those movies are going to break out. You know what I mean? Neither of those movies are going to really break out and be huge numbers. A couple weeks before, you have Robin Hood, which I don't think is going to do too well.
That's gonna
another Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Oh my
Steve and I talked about it, man.
You got
it looks bad.
And then you got Creed 2, which will do well, but I think December 7th would have been a better day because that even gives you 2 weeks clearance before Aquaman or Bumblebee comes out. So even if those were to usurp you at least had a couple weeks clearance.
Because like Mortal Engines, you got like it's a brand new franchise, so it's like it's going in the new water. Spider-Man, that animated movie, it's like you're gonna get people like it's an anime movie, so not many people get attracted to it.
That's not a guaranteed thing.
That's not
either.
a guarantee.
That's a little bit of a, I guess you could say, radical revisioning of Spider-Man.
Especially because it's like, we just got Avengers with that Spider-Man. We're getting this other Spider-Man. What is this?
This is a whole other franchise.
Hey, you know what? I'm down for that because Marvel can do that now. Take a swing. Go for it. Question: when is Creed 2 coming out?
Creed 2 comes out over Thanksgiving.
Over Thanksgiving, so technically not
That's
December.
Gonna dominate Thanksgiving.
I was gonna say if Creed 2 had released in I don't know. Do you include? I know we said December. But do you include Thanksgiving being part of the holiday?
Yeah, I do. It's one of the biggest. I would say it's one of the biggest movie dumps of that time.
Right, because it leads right into Christmas.
Yeah, I was gonna say you really have Thanksgiving and Christmas are like back to back Super Bowls. I mean, like for me, somebody like me that reviews movies, man, God, I go to the theater over Thanksgiving week like maybe 5-6 times, and then on Christmas I'm back there again like another 6 times.
Movie Pass is gonna come in clutch if it's around.
If it's around.
If I had to put a bet on whatever movie is gonna bang on, make the most, I would say Creed 2 because because to me, I'm just thinking general population, they're just gonna see Killmonger. On screen and be like, oh, he's boxing now?
You gotta remember that too. Creed 2 is definitely gonna have the added perk of Michael B. Jordan. What sucks is Ryan Coogler's not coming back to direct it.
That's what's scaring me.
He's not. No, they got Stephen Campbell Jr. Unfortunately, he did a movie called The Land back in 2016, which I didn't see. That was
indie.
That was a very low key movie. That I didn't see it. I don't know anything about the guy, but yeah, I was gonna say it really sucks. Not coming back. He's not coming back to do it though. But again, I think it was an interesting move to do this, to release it over this time. But I mean, right now, I do think there's a little bit of regret on Marvel's part, maybe in some ways, or maybe they just wanted to bury it.
Marvel or Disney or
Disney.
We're talking about Solo again. Yeah.
We're talking about Solo. Excuse me. I do think there is a little bit of regret on Disney's part on that. But at the same time, you could make the argument that they were also trying to bury this thing.
Yeah, Disney executives were. I sent you this article. They were saying because it released this around Avengers Infinity War and Deadpool 2, they're blaming that for the box office struggle that's happening with Solo.
So that leads you to believe they actually did have pretty reasonable expectations. Here's the thing, though, is another thing you need to note is that this is also going to be the first Star Wars movie of the new, I guess you'd say the new wave of Star Wars, starting with Force Awakens, that is not going to crack 1 billion worldwide. Rogue One cracked 1 billion. I had to do a double take on that. I didn't know that Rogue One actually made 1 billion worldwide. But Force Awakens made 2. Rogue One made 1, and then Last Jedi made 1. So I can understand, you know what I mean? Because it's not like this is underperforming. It's probably going to be classified as a flop. You know what I mean?
Which is funny because that doesn't really match the critical, approach that everyone's taking. Like for us, it was average to good, all right,
solid.
And I think that's what
there are fans out there that really loved it.
Yeah,
too.
well, the fans will always love it. Well, actually, no, I immediately take that back because
I
the
was
Last
about to
Jedi.
say, hold up.
Yeah.
Let's go one movie back.
Yeah, exactly. But like for the most part, everyone's like, all right, yeah, sure, so whatever, yeah. But then like but in terms of the box office, yeah, no, it's not doing too well. So that leads me to my next question, which is, okay, what is that signal for the series, for the whole franchise going forward? You, Steve?
I don't think much, because I mean, here's the thing. Like, my friend and I were getting in another argument too. He's like, I bet you episode 9 underperforms too, at least even overseas in China, because of the way The Last Jedi is. I said, yeah, but you fans will still. I said, you fans will hate it all the way when you show up in droves to go see the movie anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I would be worried about, and I'm going to tell you this right now. What I would be worried about is the confidence in these spin-offs going forward. I'm not saying that we're not going to wind up getting the Obi-Wan, Lando, and Boba Fett spinoffs, but what I am thinking is that they are really going to try to micromanage the budget, because what they know now, I mean, this is already a special case in the fact that this movie did really the budget ballooned with the director shakeup, but I think they're going to be really cognizant about budgeting these movies too, to try and get their most return, because they know they're appealing to they're almost in a way fighting mainstream audiences with these movies, because not everybody in the mainstream cares about the prequels to these characters.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the thing going forward. I don't think this is going to kill the spin-offs in any way. I don't think it's going to kill it yet, but I do think it's going to cause serious reevaluation.